All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is November 15th, 2023. This is the Market Wrap Up, BYOB Market Wrap Up with John Kerrigan. That's me. Let's take a look at some charts. All right, this first one we're going to look at is SPY. All right, SPY on the daily chart. Is that a daily? That's not a daily. Here we go. Here's a daily. All right, putting in the big pause candle here on the daily chart. As you can see, nice doji candle. We'll look for either breakout above or break down below. We'll see what happens. So there's SPY putting in the pause doji candle. And let's spread that out a little bit. See if we can make that doji look just a little taller or bigger. All right, so SPY in an uptrend still with higher highs and higher lows. All right, I'm expecting QQQ to do the same thing. Let's take a look. QQQ, no doji there. Got a higher high and a higher low on QQQ. QQQ is continuing the rally up. And QQQ is in an uptrend. As you can see, QQQ is dealing with resistance over in this area right over here. So we'll see how they deal with that. We'll just drag this across so you can see what it's dealing with at the current time. And we can pull this up so you can see it tackling this year's highs on QQQ. Just running away from the T line, running away from whatever you call it, the trend indicator, just blasting up over this downtrend line. So there's QQQ. Let's look at FNGU. FNGU doing almost the same thing. FNGU got it got an equal low and a higher high. Another blast off over trend indicator right there. Let's extend this neckline. See how far it goes. All right, so you can see FNGU's got a neckline to deal with. If it wants to move, well, about 10 more points up, it's going to have to deal with a neckline up there. So there's FNGU's currently dealing with the 200 and prior resistance over here. That would be these peaks up there. So all this consolidation represents, these peaks represent major resistance right here. So if it gets through these major resistance, well, you know what it's going to be doing, tackling the high of the year and then so on. So there's FNGU. Very bullish move right there on FNGU. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Here's Diamond Dow putting in another higher low and a higher high and dealing with this resistance right over here. So we'll see how it deals with that, if it's able to poke through and sit on top of it, or if it's going to get rejected all the way back to support, which is about 341.75. So there's Diamond Dow in a bullish trend. Higher high, higher low. Hasn't made a higher low yet on the daily chart, so there's Diamond Dow. Let's take a look at IWM. So here's IWM putting in a higher low and a higher high. Just looking like a tail candle, a big wick candle here. Possible rollover. You got a whole lot more wick than you do body. So this could be a ceiling for IWM. We'll see what happens tomorrow if they can get any follow through. I like to watch the bodies. As long as the bodies are making higher lows and higher highs, it's still bullish. The candles making higher lows and higher highs. Typically the bodies do the same. But IWM here, got a whole lot of wick up there, so obviously ran into a group of sellers up there. But nonetheless, it's in an uptrend because it made a higher high right there. And we got a higher low and a higher high. So how about that? So there's IWM. And now let's take a look at SMH. All right, SMH putting in a higher low, higher high, red candle, but nonetheless dealing with this resistance right in the channel right over here at 160. So here's the SMH channel, and it's currently dealing with the top side of the channel. Here's a consolidation wedge, broke through that. Now it's dealing with prior highs for this year. So we'll see what they want to do with that. I think they came into it way too fast. We'll see what happens. All right, I think someone's going to pop the balloon and it's going to float back down and probably find a home right here around the midpoint. There's SMH. So there's SMH putting in a red candle, kind of signaling a possible high. Well, at least there's some sellers up there on the other side of that channel for SMH. All right, let's take a look at IYT. There's our transports. Transports putting in a candle, half wick, half body. Higher low, higher high nonetheless. Body got a higher low and a higher high. Transports just entered an uptrend by making a higher high right here. So we'll see what happens if they can hold this up. Transports still need to do the same thing. They need to put in a higher low, but nonetheless they're in a higher high that makes them in an uptrend for the daily. So there's IYT. Transports breaking out to the upside. XLF. XLF producing a higher low and a higher high. Not quite as much wick as body as some of the other candles, the other indices. And what you see here, what we got is a downtrend. And there's your first clean candle away from the downtrend. Now we'll see if they can start making higher lows and higher highs over this on the back side of this downtrend line. You can see they're right up into resistance here. We've got some peaks here, some peaks here, some more peaks there. So if we box this off and drag it over, you can see where these wicks line up with these wicks. So obviously a bank of sellers up here on XLF at this level. All right, let's take a look at, we did the semis, we did that. Let's take a look at USO. It's USO still in a downtrend, lower highs and lower lows, still in a downtrend. UNG, lower highs and lower lows, still in a downtrend. Big wick candle today, followed by a red body. Not a good sign. Showing a lot of weakness here in the energy sector. Kind of spells out not so good for the markets if the energy sector's not doing well. Does that mean we're not building and moving stuff? You understand what I'm saying? You know, are we not turning plants on full speed? We definitely got the same amount of consumers. It kind of indicates there's not a lot of buying pressure in the retail sector or in the industrial sector because we're not, I don't know what happened to demand, but it doesn't seem to be there. If we had constant demand, you know, energy should be flying high. So even though the market's up at these highs, the energy sector does not spell out, you know, booming economy based on here we are knocking on the door of the lows again. So there we are with UNG and USO. Silver still consolidating over the 2050 level. And here's the channel for that. Nope, there it is right there. So still hasn't made a higher high yet. So still in a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Gold. Gold putting in a higher low right there. Now it's up to the bulls to produce that higher high. So gold still in an uptrend, higher low. Now we need to see a higher high. We've got a higher high from this low. So gold is in an uptrend, making a possible new trend on top of this consolidation wedge right here. Now let's take a look at Well, let's take a look at the dollar. See where the dollar's at. All right, US dollar. I thought it was on its way to the rising 200, and it seems to have hit minor support here. See the minor support over here? If I drag my cursor into these wicks up top, you can see we've hit support and we're bouncing off of those wicks right there. So we'll see what the dollar wants to do, if it's going to come all the way back up here. No Fed announcement that I know of, but a Fed announcement would certainly shoot this thing up some more. But there's DXY, that's the US dollar index. All right, so that's it for the markets for today. We can look at our T2122, and things are working a little slow. Still in the overbought zone, so they're still buying something. I'm not sure what. T2123, probably green. Green, then a little red, then a little green, then a little red, then a little green, and a little red. So started off strong, and then looks like somebody just pulled the bid and let it free fall from there back into the trend indicator. 3-bar chart, probably still some space. Yeah, still got some space between trend indicator and price action. Finally, on the 3 bars, making higher lows and higher highs. So that's looking good there on the 3-bar. FNGU indicator. All right, so we were bullish from the beginning of the day. Then we had a sell-off, and then a little bit of recovery that couldn't make it over VWAP. And then we got some more selling. So signs of possible topping here, or necessary consolidation. So we'll see what happens with FNGU. All right. So that's it for the markets for me today. All right. I want to wish everybody a wonderful weekend. Not a weekend. Wonderful evening. I'll see you all tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Thanks to all that made some money today. Thanks for being here. We were going to look at a few charts. And let me look at them real quick. Okay. Because got a few trades to put on. And all right, Jill. Boy, we're slow today. Oh, Jill, nice breakout there. Just don't like the wicks, but nice breakout. Very interesting. That's looking nice. Right over this. Right over support. I like Jill. Thanks for sharing that, Robert. What else did we have? We had another one. What do we have? Cisco dropped 10. That's not good. Crowd. CRWD. Crowd. All right, Crowd's working out perfect, making higher lows and higher highs. You got some sellers up here at 210, obviously. All right. So Andreas, might want to move your stop up, or whatever you got to do to protect it. Just don't lose profits. Nice. Look at this on the daily, Andreas. You see what's going on here? You see what I see? See how it just doesn't happen on the 10-minute chart. It can happen on the daily as well. All right. You see what I'm seeing? Boom, boom, boom. Go ahead and call it out because you know what it is. See what I'm talking about? Yeah, you got bearish engulfing here, but I'm talking about right here. You see that? See those tails down there? You got that ascending tail pattern. Yeah, there you go. All right. See that? That kind of gave you that clue that you were going to get the rocket. And there you go. SpaceX rocket up to 210. Nice work on that one. May made 8K on Mara calls. Way to go, May. Congratulations. All right. See what else we got. And we got one more I thought someone to look at. Chewy wants to put the Chewy on the watch list. All right, I gotta take care of a few things here. Oops, too late. All right, Chewy. Yeah, higher low. Coming up here for the higher high. Yeah, that's looking good for tomorrow, Chewy, on the daily. All right, I like that for the next high up. Yeah, another blast off. Nice big pull back the slingshot and let her rip to the upside. I like Chewy. That's looking real good. All right, anything else? And Robert's looking at Save as a possible longer merger at 30. So he's like Save long. I thought he just got out of his Save shorts. Oh, okay. Possible merger there. That's a nice bullish engulfing there. All the way back. I don't know if I trust it. Wow, that almost looks like Heiken Ashi, doesn't it? Wow. And then a big rip back to the upside. All right, Save. So nice work on Save there, Robert. Way to go. All right, traders, that's it. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Hope you made some money. It was a good day for me. I think it was a good day for you. All right? Everybody have a beautiful evening.